Okay guys, we're going to talk about the distributive property. If you'll remember, distributive means we talked about the word distribute and how things can be distributed or moved around, right? When we think about the distributive property, we think of moving around the numbers, or we use the words break apart. Remember, commutative means order, and associative means groups. And when we think of distributive, we think break apart, okay, or distribute. So let's say we have 6 times 13, okay? And we want to figure out the product of this multiplication problem. Well, I can distribute the 13. I can break it apart. I can break it apart into 10, and I can break it up into 3, right? 10 and 3 makes 13. Now I can do 6 times 10 plus 6 times 3. Okay? 6 times 10 is 60. 6 times 3 is, I gotta stop and think, what is 3 times 6? 18. Is that right? 3 times 5 is 15. Yeah. Sorry about that. My mind went blank. So now I have 16 plus 18, and that gives me 78. Okay? So again, I broke apart the 13, the number that was bigger. I distributed it. I broke it apart into 10 and 3, and then I just simply multiplied the other number to each one, added them back together to get my sum. Or excuse me, well, the sum of 60 plus 18 giving me the product of 78. Because remember, the product is what we call the answer of the multiplication problem. All right, we can do this another way. We might have a problem that looks something more like this. What if I have 5 times 3 plus 7. Okay, we're probably going to see this. 5 times 3 plus 7. Well, my PEMDAS tells me to add these together and then multiply. But I can also use the distributive property. I can say 5 times 3 plus 5 times 7, right? I distributed my 3 plus 7 and moved it down here. 3, 7, okay? So now I have 5 times 3 is 15. I have 5 times 7 is 35. And now I can simply add those two numbers together. 5 and 5 is 10. Carry the 1, 3, 4, 5. And therefore, 5 times 3 plus 7 is 50, okay? So you've looked at two different ways now to solve using the distributive property. I want you to try 2 on your own. I want you to do one like this. I want you to do 7 times 25, okay? And I want you to do 5 times 6 plus 3. Okay? I want you to try both of those on a scrap sheet of paper. Remember to use the distributive property. We're going to distribute the number 25 most likely, right? What are you going to break that down into? Stop and think about it. Then here for this one, how are we going to distribute this one? We're going to think about 6 plus 3. How are we going to break it apart to solve? I want you to bring that in tomorrow, okay?